You're being asked to be firm with what you want. That's why you were put into this situationship with them. To be firm because they felt like they could disrespect you. But don't worry, they won't be able to run free from whatever happened between the both of you. Because they feel like they can have you whenever they want. Once you set these boundaries, once you're firm in your life, how much you want to bet that they're going to desire the new version of you, but they won't even get to touch you, enjoy you, because they know for a fact that you will literally cut them without a second thought. Just know that their emotional unavailability will literally make them suffer 10 times more than they made you. Let's dive in. Energy is coming through between my collective and their individual. What energy is coming through between my collective and their individual? What energy is coming through between my collective and their individual? What energy is coming through between my collective and their individual? What energy is coming through between my collective and their individual? Ooh, I haven't seen that in so fucking long. The Nine of Cups, dissatisfaction, and the Tower, the Lover's reverse. Somebody is not satisfied with the ending of something and the choices that led to the ending. And I feel like it's both. It's not just you, it's not just them. I feel like it's both. Especially because we have the Nine of Cups, the Tower, and the Lover's reverse as the main energy of your partnership. It was like something had to divinely interfere to cut this shit right now. Like cut the cameras. Dead ass. Right? That's like what's coming through. But the Lover's reverse, the Tower, and the Nine of Cups is like the sudden feeling of dissatisfaction being destroyed. But somebody trying to act like they're satisfied. I saw this fucking comment a few moments ago. Oh, then why do they look happy? I'm like, how the fuck do you know? Like, keyword, look, right? And I'm like, why the fuck are you still paying attention to them? The whole point of a breakup is for you to try to move on. Try to focus on your own energy. If you're meant to be, you're meant to be. If not, then move the fuck on, right? Keyword, look. She said, look happy. You know, like, make it make sense. Or they said, look happy. But the Lover's reverse, the Tower, Nine of Cups, it's like somebody's realizing that, hey, it's not satisfying me what I thought it was going to satisfy me. You know? And this does signify energetical connection, but it also signifies divine intervention. It's like something divine intervened in your relationship for a specific reason. Why is the Tower presenting itself right here? Why is the Tower presenting itself right here? There had to be movement towards what, though? There had to be movement towards the idea of struggle. I feel like it's because you started to disrespect yourself. I feel like it's because you started to disrespect yourself. And you did not know how to set a boundary. Or first of all, something that you do have to learn is to learn to set boundaries. Or not even learn to set boundaries, but know when it's time to like kind of put yourself first. You know? And the Tower being shown right here, the Queen of Swords being shown right here, the Nine of Wands and Eight of Wands, it's like the universe spirit needed you to do this quicker because you are going to be thrown into challenges where you're going to have to use your sword. And it doesn't want you to struggle. It doesn't want you to have a hard time. Right? So again, there was this sort of divine intervention because you started to sacrifice yourself, your own power, your own demeanor. And hey, like, no, we cannot let this happen because you're entering a phase of life where you're going to have to cut people or cut situations with one strike. And we cannot make you or have you to sacrifice that specific part of yourself. So if we have to knock this person out of your reality for you to do that, we're going to let that happen. We're going to make that happen. Right? But the Lover's reverse also does signify a path that we did not take. Why is the Nine of Cups presenting itself right here for this other individual? Why is the Nine of Cups presenting itself right here for this other individual? Why is the Nine of Cups presenting itself right here for this other individual? So we do have divine intervention. We do have divine intervention. Because now we have the Judgment, we have the Tower, and then we have the Lovers. I like these cards because these cards signify spirit or angels. Because these cards have an angel. Right? The thing about it is that Nine of Cups, Queen of Swords, the Judgment reverse, and the Three of Pentacles, I feel like you made them feel safe to the point where they felt like you were always going to be there for them whenever the fuck they needed you. And it's like, hey, you're giving this little ugly frog, or you're giving this person that kind of smells bad the ability to have that control over you, and we need you to cut that shit. Because they feel, or they felt like you were always going to be available for them if they pulled some nasty ass energy towards you. Because think about it, this signifies building together, and the Three of Pentacles reverse signifies no longer building together. The Judgment reverse, hey, like you need to have a fucking wake up call. Like you're gonna have a wake up call right now. So it's like you're being tossed, and you guys are being thrown in to learn these specific lessons. And your lesson is, hey, like the next phase of your life is going to ask you to be more strict with your desires, be more strict with what you want, right? Be more firm with what you need and what you want, because we're actively going to give it to you. But for them, it's very different. For them is to realize that if they have ugly behavior, if they have disrespectful behavior, they don't deserve to have somebody that actively has their back. And it's like that's the lesson that comes through for them. They were so comfortable thinking that you were actively going to be available for them whenever they thought you would, that the universe genuinely had to give them a wake-up call, and they also had to give you a fucking wake-up call. I'm giving you this fucking wake-up call, right? So again, and they're still struggling. They're still fighting this lesson. They don't want to fight this lesson. They're fighting this lesson, I'm sorry. I feel like they still think that if they would want you, they could have you and they could disrespect you again. And you might not fuck with this message, but it's up to you if you don't want to listen to it, and that's you putting yourself in the same fucking circles. Right? Five of Pentacles reverse, Ten of Wands. Oh, they have to fucking deal with abandonment. They have to fucking deal with abandonment, because you cannot fucking lie to me. During this specific partnership, they made you feel abandoned. They made you feel like you were abandoning yourself, abandoning you, right? So now they're going to feel the same, but they don't want to actively hold it. Five of Pentacles reverse, Ten of Wands. They don't want to actively hold it. Again, they fear being alone, so I don't know that they're maybe already sleeping with somebody else, or dealing with somebody else, or mingling with someone else. Right? And that's crazy, because they're still actively carrying this lesson. They're not learning from their lesson, and I feel like you are. Because you might be in this energy of, you know what, maybe right now I truly don't need a relationship. I truly don't want a relationship, matter of fact. And it's like you guys are being thrown into this active lesson, you know? But for them, it's falling more into like the very heavy aspect of they're not learning from it. And you keep fearing being alone. You're going to be alone for a hot ass minute, and you won't be able to find fulfillment. Because right now it's not time for fulfillment. Right now is genuinely time for you to acknowledge exactly what you need to have in your reality, and what you need to have is fucking foundation. It's like you're being forced to set boundaries. They're being forced to carry those feelings. Yeah, because some of you guys could be dealing with somebody emotionally avoidant. King of Cups reverse, Ace of Wands. So like they really do have to sit with their feelings. They really do have to sit with themselves emotionally. And it's like they're only going to be offered something emotionally satisfying once they grow into creating emotional satisfaction within themselves. Because they tend to look for it. They don't tend to garner it. Right? So what's coming through very fucking strongly right here, it's this divine intervention happened because you need to be firm, because you're entering a phase of life of foundation where you need to declare what the fuck you want. They're not having an easy time moving through life. And they're not doing so because they're actively not really sitting with their emotional chaos that's currently happening, and they're being forced to see your growth, your foundation, you become firm within yourself, and them not being able to access you in your next phase of life. And if you actively don't want to fucking hear that, you want me to tell you, oh, they still love you, go to another fucking reader that would feed those fucking delusions. Take fucking care.